Alright, hello. Looks like we got some orcs to play. And it's about the same team value, which hopefully is good. Let's have a look. Pretty much usual, couple guards. Okay, we've got some goblins though. Do we have a troll? Okay, we've got goblins but no troll. Interesting. I guess the goblins are just to have something extra in case the team breaks, I imagine, but to keep it low value. Although, I think they're only 10k less than linemen, so... Okay, decent record. Let's see how this goes. Wonder if they'll kind of overspend into their money there, seeing as they've got it sitting. No, okay. Alright, should be an interesting one. I think this could be problematic, but you know, you never quite know how it's going to go. We need to get a double and get some claw going on this team. We haven't had it the whole time, and it's been so long since I played Skaven I kind of forgot about it, but if you can get a little bit of claw going, it's pretty solid. You can actually compete with these bashy teams on bashing. Alright. Oh, this is tricky. Do we try and get off to a good start by scoring, or do we... I don't know, I feel like it doesn't often work. So let's go defense. I'm gonna regret this instantly. We only have 11 players. They have 13. And I feel like they are just as skilled as us, which can't be good. That can't be good at all. Oh, they're only playing with 2 rerolls. Okay, interesting. Do they have a thrower? They're playing without a thrower as well. Do they use the goblins for ball carrying? 0 SPP. It looks like they don't use the goblins at all. So one of these guys is the ball carrier. I imagine it'll be this guy here for now, but we'll see. I feel like this guy knows how to play. Do I need tackle? Not in this game, so he's going to be up. I do need guard. Arguably more than my thrower. So we're missing a gutter runner, but I think it's one of our low-level gutter. Whoops, it's one of our low-level gutter runners. Scariest player is going to be this guy. Let's see how this goes. What we don't want, but what will inevitably happen, is them to get a what do you call it? A reroll off the kickoff. We do have the fan factor, I guess. So I suppose that's something. We kind of stole that because we're 1 less than him, because he's played a lot more games than we have. As is always the way, we don't play enough games really. But hey. See how much we get pulverized. Keeping these guys very far back, that's interesting. I guess defensive measures against gutter runner rush. A nice shallow kickoff and a blitz would be beautiful there. So we could nip in, grab it and come back. Because he's left certainly this side open. I don't know if he'll continue to leave it open. Okay, he's left both sides open. So blitz here could be punishing. Perfect defense is nowhere near as punishing, but I'll take it. I guess we'll just move these guys over here. And I think we're effectively going to move our team across. I feel like we should switch these guys around. This is a bit weird and I'm not sure I like it, but we're doing it. Let's see how it pans out. It's only so perfect we can make that perfect defense considering he notched up the entire line, but we did what we could. Arguably we could have come forward a little bit more, but I don't think there's a huge value to it. Nice Black Orc here. Block and guard, the beautiful skill combination on Black Orcs. I guess the good news for us theoretically, although we'll see, is that 1, 2, 3 of his Black Orcs don't have block yet, but we will hope that that combined with the 2 rerolls causes them issues, but who knows. So he's pushing our Rat Ogre away, which is fine. I didn't have any specific plans for him anyway. It's going to come and attack our thrower, which makes sense. Down he goes. This is the risk of putting the thrower. This is our new thrower cottage, by the way. It's the risk of putting him on the front line here. Can take an early bath. Well, I say that. KO. Theoretically could come back. Unfortunately, no punishment for not setting up the defenses here. Because obviously he left that open far too long. Bad roll there, and things could have been interesting right from the off. Okay, reroll used straight away. Probably, maybe not. He might chance it. Okay, chanced it. Ooh, the temptation. Got us blocked off pretty well there. What I'm thinking about here is going up and blitzing this guy and trying to push him onto the ball. But I don't have the that doesn't work either because this guy's in the way. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I could do it with 2 GFIs, but it's just too dangerous, I think. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is much less exciting. And possibly could end our turn very early. I guess we could push him in. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got to get this guy out of the way. Okay, that's very solid. Oh, he's not playing with an Apo either. Okay, this is a very interesting setup. We'll come in here. 5, 6. Okay, there we go. So he didn't use his reroll on that, so this could be an interesting, because it landed here, this could be interesting. I mean, it would be lucky on our part for it to bounce out in an interesting manner, but it could bounce out in an interesting manner. Kind of wish I got this guy away, but I'm kind of hoping that his AV8 holds up. It's quite a desperate hope, but it could happen. Well, he's occupying their time. Give him that. He's kept 2 Black Orcs on the wrong side of the field. He'll probably just wrestle him now, I reckon. No, he's pushing him. He's going to have another go. I mean, this is fine for them. If they can get the ball and get back over here, then they'll technically kind of be in position. No, oof. Oh, okay, that was an accident, surely. I mean, it just was. I mean, there's not even really any good reason to do that. You could have used this guy. So it looks like he's going to go for the guard. Okay, he's trying to kind of squeeze us in, which is fair enough. If he can get the ball and come over this way, this will be quite nice. Okay, what's happening now? Are you you're not making the blitz, are you? No. This is going to be one of those games where I never quite know what's happening. So I feel like he's going to bring the ball over here, if all goes well. Oh boy. Okay. Well, we might lose Feta, but he costs him a reroll, so there is that. And if he doesn't pick this ball up, it could scatter off. The dream is still alive. Whew. I think with our no sub situation, we will take KOs for the most part. Okay, so here we go. Oh, how unexciting. So he's probably going to come down to here or something. This guy might come down to here. Yeah. Well, that's a pity. So it didn't really cost him too much in the end. Guess we could try this. Disappointing. We'll go this way and give the Rat Ogre a try. Don't really see a blitz as of right now. Very nice. I can see a potential one. Maybe I should have made this a blitz, actually. So I do have this blitz. Nice. Stay. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure what to think about that turn, but it went, like, overall pretty well, I think. He does now have a 2 dicer here, or a 1 dicer here. We'll see if we regret not being more aggressive earlier. I mean, honestly, there wasn't a good opportunity on the ball so far. It would have been high risk, high reward. He might move this guy in and do the 2 dice with this guy to get the mighty blow, because honestly if he can get the rat ogre out, that's a big portion of our... Yeah. Oh, he used the black orc anyway, okay. Oh, did he not? Hang on, maybe he didn't have a 2 dice. I thought he did. 4, 5, 6, but then -1. Okay. Coming after this guy. Fair enough. Yeah, he needs to defend that. Stop this guy getting the... Is that enough? Is this guy gonna maybe blitz and then come up to defend? That would make sense. Oh, that's a bad roll. Nice. Okay, so I think we can get to him, technically. Oh, don't need to do that. Okay, we could theoretically get to him. Is there any way... Probably not a good... I'm trying to see if I can get somebody else through there. I'd have to open up this and this. Which with this there is going to be tricky. Yeah, it's going to be pretty much impossible. So we could get you there. Is it easier for you? Oh, it's... Yeah. Which would then be you coming in like that. But it's on tackle. Unless I get rid of this guy. If I don't get rid of him, this gets more annoying. Okay, I did. I can't follow that because I'll get in my own way. Oh, solid. I should really at least prep something over here for when this goes horribly wrong. Okay. It's not bad. Oh, it's a bad drop, but we at least have a presence here. Was that a GFI? No, it wasn't. Okay. That's a pity, isn't it? We'll stay. We'll just kind of make this. Whew, okay. We got the ball free. We've got 3 guys on it. He might try and push this in. Yeah, I pushed him that way just to... So even if he came across, he wasn't right there unless he GFIs. There was method to my madness. So how's he gonna... What's his play gonna be? Is he gonna just push us on the ball and see what happens? Honestly, that might be the most sensible solution. Probably use this guy on this guy, unfortunately. Can he... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would do that, personally. Because you want to use this guy to try and get our guy out. Oh! Okay, that was unexpected. For me, at least. Because now there's still 2 gutters on the ball. Albeit, there's one who is... Okay, still around. Oh, so he's just securing it, but... Oh, interesting. Oh dear, yeah, this is... I really wanted to run him through, but I couldn't. I needed that space to get through. Okay, he's got a 2 dice there, unfortunately. Just a push is nice. Is he going to follow that? No, okay. He could take that. He didn't. Okay, so what have we got going here? I don't think you're going to be able to do much. The problem is our guys are kind of on the wrong side of the field. Hang on, can we... Can you get here? You can. Does that help anything? Not really. Oof. Oh, these Black Orcs are such a pain. Okay, so that's a 1 dice there. It doesn't really help me out though. Is there a good way to do this? I don't think so. I think we're looking at a potential bad dodge here. I don't see... I need... What I really need is... I mean, this guy coming up and blitzing here would potentially work, but obviously that's very dangerous as well. That said, it might be the best option. Follow. Oh boy. The armor breaks we're getting are very nice. Okay, that was pretty handy. Very nice. I guess we'll follow that time. Okay, it is getting ridiculous. That is getting ridiculous at this stage. Oh dear. I mean, 2 injuries are silly. He has gobos on the bench, but obviously the gobos are not as good. So this may be where he gets his revenge, because we've left some guys in contact here. I mean, he definitely got the better of the early armor breaks, but he should. He's orcs. That was not unexpected, and it was only KOs. So at some point, you've got to assume retribution's got to set in. How much did we need to get that catch? I wasn't even. Let's see, it was up here somewhere. Okay, it was a 5+, so not outrageous, but we rolled a 6 anyway. It was a slightly risky play. My main fear was not shifting the ball, it was that it bounced to one of his guys and just made it super easy for him. He probably would have been catching it on a 6, but even so, the number of times I've bobbled a ball like that and it's gone straight to the opposition instead of up to us is too much. Okay, that's nice. Is he going to reroll that? He's not. Okay. Oh, we didn't follow. Interesting. I think that was an accidental one, dice, because he could have gone after this guy, who's arguably more useful. Oh dear, is that our storm vermin? Oh boy, we have to at least attempt to apo that. Okay. there's only so much attrition we can take. I think we have 0 to spend as well because we just had to replace our thrower, so that's good news for him. It's another block Black Orc. Now, what do we do about this, is the question. Do we try and deny it again? But with a 1 dice, maybe? I think that's what we do. That would be bad. That's not as bad. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How can he technically get there? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should have come in from here, I think. So that would be 3 plus... 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus, that's not that hard. If it goes this way, 3 plus 2. I think I have to go in here. And I use a reroll to do it. I mean, he probably wouldn't get to us, but it'd be one of those situations where he does, right? I didn't even stop to see if his guys came back. Okay, so far they didn't, so he is 2 down, which is useful. We are 1 down. Alright, let's try it again. So, that was very weird. We currently have 1 Black Hawk and 2 Blitzers out, which is really solid. The movement 3 on the Black Hawk isn't the worst, it's not great, but it's not terrible. What did he get on the other guy? And honestly, the agility is not that bad either. So those injuries are not nearly as bad as they could be. I mean, I'm not saying they're great. Okay, that's really good. 2 turns is going to be a lot harder, especially since he didn't set up for it. And now it's possible, for sure. And we don't have our tackle, which is a problem. Let's see how he approaches it. We're both down to a reroll. Kind of wish I'd just gone in straight away, but if we'd knocked him over and been able to form a barrier there, we could have stalled it out for a bit longer. Well, there goes Dutch. Oh, and his other Black Hawks there. This is kind of being a good game for him in a way. I mean, sure, he went for possibly his most risky block first, but he's still going for it. I mean, if any of these fail, that ball is very pick-upable for a gutter runner coming through. But maybe he just kills our team here and goes on to win. We kind of need to... we kind of definitely need him not to score here. And then hope we have just about enough players to score on his turn. I mean on our half. Sorry, my cat's put me off. Okay. It slowed down slightly. So he's putting these guys in position. 1, 2, 3. No, you're not having my water. Very risky, very risky. This is tricky to know what to do now. I think I'm gonna have to go after these guys. Oh, that's real bad. Should I have marked this guy up first? Yeah, I should. That's the kind of thing that could have happened to him, but didn't, unfortunately. And now we've had it happen, which really clears the way for him. He's still got to make a couple of rolls, but they're a lot easier. Really should have gone with this guy though. What? Why did he re-roll that? Why on earth did he re-roll that? Did he? I guess he thought this was a storm. Got a runner. Boy, this is being confusing. I mean, he absolutely did not need to re-roll that. We just gotta cross our fingers he doesn't get away with it now. Ah, it's my own fault there. Okay, that's good. I didn't put the gutter. There was a lot of stuff I didn't do there that I should have done. Oh well. Could try and surf this guy. Or we could just go after one of these guys. That seems like the sensible option because getting him down numbers would be good. Although actually maybe that guy. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a tad risky. But there's really not a lot else to do, unfortunately, because I did not play my last turn very well. Alright, solid. No dice. Is it worth trying to get through here for something? No. Whoops. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's my own fault. I potentially could have had a 2-0 lead, but honestly a 1-0 lead on their half is not too bad. And one of his guys is still out, so he's down a player. And our guys keep coming back, so we're definitely having the run of things in a lot of ways. I feel like this shouldn't be 1-0. I feel like if he was just playing a little bit more solid, he'd be in a very commanding position. Even with the injuries, which are definitely unfortunate. So let's see how he blocks this up, because obviously we have the Rat Ogre, so if he only keeps one guy out to the sides to block things off, and he puts them this close. Okay, so he's going for the distant defense. Okay, so what does our plan want to be here? Probably at some point attempt to take that down, but I think we want to try and move the ball quick here, which no doubt will have us come a cropper. But we'll see, because I'm kind of weighting my team here a little bit. We only have so much team to wait, right? Because we're down to... Nice weather is good. And I think that's on the side we want it. Yeah, it is. So the ball is defensed. I think it's defensed enough. And we're going to follow these because we want to make him block. I didn't even think about a blitz. But you can now come over to... I'm not sure. You may actually have to wait. Okay, that was a scary bit. Are we going to give it to Wrestle Guy? No. Okay, did that good. Are we full sidelining here? I don't think we are. So what does that mean? 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need to be here. Okay, how's the rat ogre feeling? Excellent. Ooh, that's a sacrifice. I guess we're going to attempt this, and I'm going to come from this angle because I want to keep this gun. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Darkwing, nice. And then we're going to come here. Okay, I'm pretty happy with how that turn went. We're going to take some hits, but it's going to be hard for him to kind of stop us getting in. And if he does stop us getting in, it's going to be hard to get the presence, a big enough presence on the ball, unless he kind of knocks it loose and catches it. Which I think is still possible if he's willing to do a lot of dodging. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, he could double dodge to get a 2 dice. But obviously we're not planning on stalling here. We're trying to go 2 up and then see what we can do. Okay, that was my biggest fear. I don't think he has any kind of sensible route in at the ball. Bree took that like a champ. Used the reroll as well. Oh, he had the double one on the GFIs as well. Actually, we had it on the dodge, didn't we? Do we try and stall this another time? I honestly don't think there's much sense to that. Can we get any kind of decent block? I suppose we could do this. Which hurts us if we... Hang on, is this enough? 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. This hurts us if we quad skull. Anything else is okay. Oh, it was almost worth it. We got the armor break portion. I think we're going in there, though. We don't have enough on the field to hold him back in a way that I feel comfortable about. Bring on the touchdowns. So there was definitely a little bit of risk in that whole sequence, but I think the risk was worth it. Oh, that guy has been terrible for him, and our guy's just ready to go. So he's down 2, and we're down 2. It's unbelievable. He's honestly had a rough run of it with the armor breaks, that's for sure. Which has certainly contributed to the problems. I'm already trying to think how I would analyze this game as to how well we've played versus how well he's played and how much the dice have played into all of that. I'm struggling because it's been a weird one. I want to say that he's left things a little open at times, potentially a little bit more open than he should. And so when we've been able to get on stuff, I'd argue that, you know, he potentially could have guarded it better. In terms of how we've played, overall mostly okay, although I think our main slip-up was where we let him get that chance of scoring in the first half when we should have set up the rest of our defense before we did that, because we could have marked the other guy up pretty well, at the very least, and we could have run through a scoring threat, which arguably could have scored if we had really wanted to try. I should have set both those things up first. So I think that was my major misplay. Outside of that, I think I've done okay, but I don't feel like I've done amazingly. I think just okay. I think the armor breaks have really helped us out, and some of maybe the sort of choices that he's made have kind of helped us out as well. I wonder if, you know, he's either sort of relatively new or doesn't play a whole ton, because, you know, like the whole thing with re-rolling over here, I mean, that may have also been a misclick. May have clicked it before he fully thought it through, and then realized afterwards what he had done. Coming all the way? 1, 2. Okay, maybe he's going to get the gobbo to grab it and come back inside. No, okay. He's going instead for the foul. Bit of a dangerous foul because yeah, maybe he'll just pick up the ball. We might have a chance at the ball here. Okay, you cancel that assist. That now gives us a 1 dice over here. Let's see. You can come around for that, as you're further away. Rats. Okay. So, arguably a bit of a greed play, but there is logic to my madness. In that we can now get a 2 dice with strip ball wrestle. Will it pay off? Who knows? Yes. At least initially. I think I have to push him one way or the other here. Oh, I can't decide. We're going that way. Ah, we should have pushed him straight forwards. Oh, that's... okay. That is a little more unfortunate. See what we can do here. Oops, I did a 3+ there. Okay, I think that gives us a 1 dice here. Not improvable, unfortunately. Oh, we got it. Follow! Okay, that's much better. Okay, we're going to pick that up. Well, we're going to attempt to. And we're just going to... oh, of course, always the fun... oh. We could have got it nice and out there, really threw it out of the way, we dropped it right behind us. I made that as easy a pass as I felt was sensible. You know what? Can't complain too much there. We did manage to get it off him twice there. One of them was very easy. Oh dear. Yeah, maybe I should have pushed it forward. The reason I didn't push it forward was because if the goblin stays, I'm in a tackle zone and I'm dodging into tackle zones in both directions, one of which has tackle. So if it goes in the wrong direction, I'm having really difficult dodges to get it. Yeah, the ball being over here would have been great. The ball being here is pretty much status quo for him, unfortunately, because now he can come take this guy down and grab the ball, no problem. Oh, it's going to hurt us as well. Well, Bree can have a rest. Should I have moved the rat ogre in? Maybe. Maybe, I'm not sure. Don't know if it would have helped without guard, to be honest. Well, there goes the last reroll at least. There's no way he's not rerolling that. Is Pepperjack going to survive, or is this Pepperjack's last game? Okay, so far survived. Cottage. All he's really done this game is take a lot of hits. He did do that one handoff to get us a second touchdown. Oh, he keeps catching that ball. In a most unfortunate way. Okay. Well, we just figured we'd go for it, just in case. So... can you... no. How about if we do this? Yes. Am I okay with the 1 dice? Not really. Let's tackle though. Okay, I guess I'm sort of okay with the 1 dice. Hang on, if I'm gonna do this though, I would kind of want to come in from this angle. Do I? Yeah. That'll work. I'm gonna stay. Oh dear. Oh Oh dear, oh dear. Well, there's nothing good I can do about that. In situations like this, you just gotta allow that things have not entirely gone the way you'd want them to, and just, you know, damage limitations, I suppose. Okay. So I think, unless he really presents this to us now, the ball does not want to come loose. I pushed it this way because there was a chance that it bobbled out this way and our thrower grabs it and throws it to him. If we pushed it this way, there's only the one guy that's able, and it was going to be next to two guys whichever way I pushed it, so that was why I chose that. It didn't work out, although he's running away from the ball a lot now. I guess he's got no rerolls. Interesting. What is the plan? Oh, okay. Okay. I'm not... It's things like this that make me feel like he is not quite as experienced, because why move all those guys in such a manner only to one dice blitz? It doesn't make a lot of sense. I can't work that out. Excellent. So I think what we're on now is... oh, we got sent off as well. Which actually means the ball could be up for grabs here. Which I think we have to try and do, because we've got to try and sort of keep him occupied. Oh, I actually could have just brought this guy down. Do I do that as well? Yeah, I think I do. Because then I get the 2 dice, and I can push him back off anyway. I mean, if we get a knockdown, which we do. Okay, if we'd followed, we might have grabbed it, but that's still not a terrible result. That's not ideal. That's not ideal. Well, let's see if we get here first. Hey! It's not a bad position. Because, you know, the thing is, thinking about it, we're 2 up. We're probably good here, but we're not definitely good. If we just let him run through and score, well, that's good though. Do I go onto the ball here? Yeah, I'm going to take the risk to go onto the ball. Nice. Yeah, if I just let him go in, which is what I was going to do, I was just going to run my gutters up into his half, and let everybody else lay down. But if we do that, he probably scored either that next to... Where is the ball? Somewhere here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think he was close. He was either in scoring range or close to scoring range. But then we've got to hold on to the ball. We've got to stop him from scoring for another 4 or 5 turns, which seems like it should be easy with Skaven. But I don't think it's as guaranteed as it sounds. I mean, this is a bit of a challenge. Could try and... Can I chain push this guy onto the... I could potentially push this guy onto the ball. I think we're going to be seeing the unusual Rat Ogre into Black Orc Blitz here, because I don't really know what else to do. Oh, it's a 1 dice. That's a problem. Unless Edam is a willing sacrifice. I think in this case he is. Okay, that's a problem. Lots of guard here, which is not great. Oh dear. We're going to use our reroll because why wouldn't we? Excellent. We will take that. It's one less guy from Fel, so that turn didn't go so well, but I mean, in fairness. You know. At this stage, the game is gamed. It's really just now a matter of how much damage we're going to take and if it's going to be 2-1 or 2-0. Oh, we got him. Okay, I'm liking these KOs. But if Colby goes out, if Colby gets permanently done in, that is going to make me really sad because he is, you know, he's our tactical player. We'd have to make a new one, which I guess we could start if Pepper lives. Good news is he's slippery. Bad news is you can only be so slippery for so long before somebody just knocks your head in. I think that's a 1 dice unless this guy... Did this guy have guard? Oh, he does. So that's a 2 dice. Oh, he's going that way. And then this guy's going to take a 3 dice. We don't have many players left on the field, I don't think. 1, 2, 3. Huh. That suddenly happened. Oh no! Got him. Okay. Is he going to try and pick this up and score? I mean, there's no real good reason not to, especially with me only having 3 guys left. There's still technically time. See, this is what I'm talking about. There's still technically time for good things to happen for him. So maybe our turn where our Rat Ogre decided not to do anything could come back to hurt us. Okay, at least we got 3 guys back. Oh, he's got 3 guys sleeping as well, which is really good. We've got none because we only had 3 guys on the field. So he's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What a bloodbath. I mean, do we try and score here? I don't know. Let's see how he sets up. Oh. He's not set up like that. That's crazy. Okay, I don't mind this at all. So we're going to set up like this. And we're going to see if we can feed Pepper the ball. I think I'm actually going to put these guys wider in case this is a blitz. If it's a blitz, we may be drawing here. It's that sort of game. That's a really shallow kickoff. Was that purposeful? I don't know. Okay, so first things are that. And there's no reason not to follow. Trying to decide if I should do attempt the handoff with this guy. I feel like I probably should. We'll use this guy to help defend it in case this goes wrong. Okay, yeah, this makes the most sense, I think. Okay, that's how it's done. Okay, if we could get one GFI, would be away here. Is there anything I want to do first? Honestly, no. Okay, I'm not going to risk it any more than that. I just realised something. I'm going to push him closer to him. And if I fall over here... Okay, I didn't. Okay, I took a bit of a risk there. Okay. Okay, I'm happy with that. We could have gone the extra GFI, but I figured I'd save it for the rest of the team, seeing as this guy was out of blitzing range, so... Is he going to put somebody in scoring range is the question. He kind of needs to if he wants to have a chance, because there's a chance he could, if we fall over, he could pick it up. Okay, he's going to, unfortunately. So there is now some definite potential in the game. The good news is this guy only has a 1 day or a 2 day against. Might have been better to stay back here. Now the interesting thing is, if I don't move, I don't think he can score. It's only if I move. But he will get a hit on me, which I don't like. Nice. So we're going to put this guy here just as a defense. Okay, we made it. Alright. think that means the game is safe. A 2-goal lead with 1 turn to go. I don't know if there's a kickoff result that will help with that. Unfortunately, he gets most of his team back there. And we may have some off, which might be good for us. We don't... Oh, he had 2 of his guys. Wow, he's suffered from that more than we did, that's for sure. Okay. So here's where our team gets truly pummeled. Unfortunately. Our thrower is new, so he's going to take the place of Manchego. Because our Storm Vermin can only take so much more punishment. And that's what we're going with. Much as I hate to put Feta up there, it's the way it goes for a little line rat. At some point, even if you got guard, you're going to have to step up to the line and get flattened. The guard linesmen are always living a sort of limited lifespan. It's the nature of the job. Especially on a Skaven team. But almost any team, you're going to have your times where you have to walk up to the front line and take some hits, because... Okay, that is, I will say, an excellent result. Oh, and look at that. That's... Oh, what a waste of a beautiful kickoff. So he gets 2 hits on us now, I think. I don't know why he moved that guy there. I guess he's going to take that hit first, that's fair. And then he can blitz with the Black Orc with blocks, so it's 2 block hits, which makes sense. That's double dead line rat, I think. And a missing Storm Vermin, so we've definitely paid for this game. We haven't paid of anything that's sort of horrifically permanent so far. Although if our thrower dies, that would... Okay, our thrower didn't die. That was kind. He wants the SPP on the throw more, which is fair. He's going to run this guy back. He's going to go grab that ball and go for the, you know, semi-unlikely throw. But if there's one thing Orcs can do, it's complete passes that they shouldn't be able to. Aha! That's that. Oh, he made the pass, and there it goes. Well, what a brutal game, but a good game. And honestly, with how things panned out, there was... Oh, I honestly feel like it re-rolls into the same thing more often than not. Okay, Jack getting it is not bad, although I don't know what we're going to get him if he survives that long. But better that than the line rat, eh? Especially seeing as half of them died. So they did get double the amount of armor breaks than us, which is, you know, as it should be. Pepper really excelled this game. Yeah, that did some damage to our team though, and we have no funds because we've been having to sort of put our team back together at every corner. So we won't have any tackle next game. I guess we'll see what Pepperjack gets first. 7. I think he gets block. Right. Yeah, I might do a second wrestle in case the first one dies. I'm not sure yet. It's rare that, you know, they all kind of last for a while, so there's every chance that one of them will die, and if it's Colby, we'll just start dry off. And what are you getting? An 8. I think this might be a wrestle. I do want to get kick, but I kind of want to get it on the thrower. We're running out of guys for the front, you know, to not have on the front line. So giving him a skill that is, you know, something different doesn't make sense. I think this is our wrestle. I think that makes the most sense. Makes him a little more survivable and a little more annoying on the line. So how many do we have? So for next game we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And okay, so 9 and just down a Storm Vermin aside from the lineman. So not terrible. We got 40k in the bank. Has our record 9 and 1. Happy with that. Yeah, overall pretty good. Bit iffy on the survivability, but with Skaven, that's kind of how they roll. This is why you generally end up getting a few subs, because otherwise you're playing down a lot. Alright. Oh hey. Ismailes. I'm gonna go with that. Ismailes. Or Ismail. It could be Ismails. Yeah, rip the Linos. I mean, it's their job, isn't it? It's to die. You gotta do what you gotta do. And unfortunately, that's what they've got to do. Are they 50? Yeah, they're 50. Okay. For a minute, I thought maybe I could purchase one. But yeah. I guess that's all we're doing tonight. We gonna disappear for now. And thanks for watching. And I will I'll catch you guys next time. Bye for now.